All right, I'm so interested in this topic. Bro, I think FaZe Clan is like done for. Like officially. Like they might not completely go away, but all their talent has just left, basically. Almost everybody. This is insane. Let's watch this video about it.
We had no control. Or it's like we're puppets. At least that's what it felt like. Anything could happen at any moment.
They tried to make that pay 20 bands a month. What the? Making him look like this ego monster. Don't know the truth, bro.
Wait, paid 20,000 for what? I guess we'll see in the video.
I find you guys all to be incredibly ungrateful. I find you guys all to have insane egos, and I think
Who?
it's disgusting and makes me sick to my stomach.
Recently, FaZe Clan has been going through some of the worst turmoil of their life.
Wait, is he talking about the members or the ex-members now?
Where it seems like everybody is exposing what happened inside of FaZe Clan, specifically Blackboy Max, his cousin, along with even FaZe Banks, because he got shade thrown at him, and it seems like everything is just falling apart. From all of the new FaZe members and even some of the OGs leaving, a lot happened.
Yeah, I saw Adapt left, bro. You might not understand how crazy that is. Bro has basically been in FaZe since the beginning. He's been in there for 14 years. That's like, he left too? That's insane.
Today, and I want to dive into everything, so I don't want to yap too much. Why don't we start from the very beginning with how this all started in the first place?
Yo, at the end of this year, I think I'm gonna give a sit-down talk.
But I feel like Adapt has become the most popular this year than he has ever been. So I think he probably came to the conclusion that FaZe didn't really do much for him. I mean, if he's been in FaZe for 14 years and he's just now becoming popular, like the most popular he could be, or he's hitting his peak, so to say. That's crazy, yeah.
Gonna talk about why 365 really ended and why I really left. Answer all the questions for y'all. I also gotta tell y'all
365.
Oh, like,
wait, is he talking about? He's gonna talk about why he didn't stream for a year straight. If y'all don't know, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm on day 190.
Didn't happen, like food chain, 5-star house. There's that.
It'll end on my birthday.
And I know it make it look crazy, and I be hate farming myself by doing that, but it's like I'll take it on the chin, bro. Because at the end of the day, chat, y'all gotta understand, people are fickle. Like, they'll hate you one moment, they'll love you the next, and then hate you again.
There's gonna be a lot of background I need to add in the situation, so I'm gonna have timestamps in case you want to just hear what Blackboy Max said in his most recent stream. But for the uninitiated and unaware, FaZe Clan is an organization that was down in the dumps and basically ruined to all belief, with the owners being taken over.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like, yeah, he's right about people being fickle, bruh. Like, I gain 2 subscribers per day at the minimum, and I lose 1 every day. So it's like, I really gained 1 subscriber per day, but you know. But this is like after every video that I put out. Either 2 people really liked the content, and then 1 person really was like, no, I can't do this anymore. And it's like, bro, what? Like, what did I do to make you so mad? Like, not that I care, but like, what the fuck?
By corporate greed, and those people just trying to get as much money out of FaZe as possible. That content organization, which is what they mainly were, creating trick shot montages, playing video games, along with doing vlog era type content at the time, was being ruined.
Oh, I remember the fucking vlog era, bro. Do you remember that shit? Oh my god, peak. But this streaming stuff, like, I'd say it's probably just as good, or it was, past tense, because, you know, it's over now, most likely. I'd say it was as peak as the vlog era.
And now having a bunch of people leave and a bunch of people expose the mistreatment.
I do kind of miss when the FaZe members actually played video games, though. That was kind of nice.
Been experiencing from FaZe, not only on a content side, but also on a business side.
The brand has been mismanaged and out for so long and controlled by the absolute wrong people. We've been working on regaining any sense of control or authority.
I don't understand this guy. Like, I used to like Banks back in the Rice Gum era. in the Jake Paul and Logan Paul and Alyssa Violet era. And then he rebranded FaZe by kicking out everybody, only accepting the people that were in there last week, or like a few days ago, that were still part of FaZe. Those are the only people that were accepted or kept in the clan. And now he's trying to say, like, he bought that shit back, then he left, and so now he's saying that it's been managed by the wrong people. No shit. You're the guy who started it. You're not there anymore. So who else is going to manage it? A bunch of corporate people, most likely.
Or anything.
Like, what are we talking about?
For a long time, and that deck, like I said, was made a year ago.
And this left a lot of people believing that FaZe was just gone, as its stock had plummeted, a bunch of people had left, and they basically had no real money or no real content creators that were trying their best to make FaZe a thing again. And so FaZe Banks, someone who is a prominent owner and original creator of FaZe, bought the organization back and decided to rebrand into this new era of content, which was streaming.
And you guys have heard the story a million times. I guess I could run it through one more time. We got stolen from us, me and my boys. Shout out Tommy, Rain, Apex. Got it back. Did the only thing that there was to really do, which was wipe the slate clean, hit the reset button, give the a fresh start. People told us we were dumb. People told me I was ruining FaZe. People asked me, who the is Lacey? Who the Black Boy Max? Stable Ronaldo? Who the Silky? I guess now they know.
This new era of FaZe consisted of some of the highest viewed.
Bro, but why did they have to kick out Agony, bruh? Agony's so cool. If y'all don't know, I'm pretty sure FaZe Agony is two different people, but they're twins. I don't know. I can't really tell the difference between them, to be honest. But their personality is cool.
Streamers in a recent day, that being Jason Ween, Blackboy Max, Lacey,
I might be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure.
Tremendous content in recent years that have not only pushed their own brand, but also the FaZe brand further and have recognized it in new light and basically gave it a whole new meaning to be a part of FaZe. Unfortunately for them, those times cannot last forever though, as even though FaZe was on a generational run from being named Org of the Year to FaZe Miss to having an
This extension shit is so annoying. Get off my screen.
amazing FaZe subathon, they all reached new goals and new heights they never thought they would reach. It seemed like that all came to an end once one crack was formed in the organization. That crack was Blackboy Max eventually leaving FaZe.
But yes, I'm leaving FaZe. Like I just said, I can't fully go into depth why I'm leaving FaZe, but I am leaving and I'm ready to, embark on my journey. Work the hardest I ever have in my career, to do whatever I gotta do to make FiveStar the biggest possible, make myself the biggest possible. Just keep working like we have for the past 4 years. Anyone that's been watching me for a while, yeah, I know I was never like I always said, there's old clips where I got. I'm like, I never joined a group, etc. Ended up joining a group, and I'm gonna be honest, it's one of the best decisions I ever made in my life, joining FaZe, like, for sure.
Oh nah, I saw a clip of Banks saying that despite the hard feelings of everybody leaving FaZe, they're all gonna say that it was the best decision of their life. Is this where he got that from?
Blackboy Max originally left FaZe, it seemed like it was for no real rhyme or reason, as the FaZe guys were on a generational run. All of a sudden it came out that he had left the organization after doing a collab stream with them. So everybody was shocked, everybody was curious, and nobody really knew the real reason as to why he had left. He was just talking about building his own thing, being FiveStar, and having that actually be what he wants to focus on. While FaZe as an organization, a lot of people had seen help him in ways that even he couldn't explain. So when it came out that the reason Blackboy Max apparently left FaZe was purely because of equity reasons or because he didn't actually own FaZe, a lot of people started pointing at him and telling him that he is a terrible person. It basically ruined FaZe for no real reason.
Shout out to everyone in FaZe. I love all of them. They're my boys. I don't own FaZe. I don't own FaZe, gang. No ownership. I want to build something. If you're hurt because you're mad that I want to build something from...
I don't understand that mindset either. Like, saying that someone ruined something because they're no longer part of it? What? I could understand if you think that somebody joining the group ruined it by being part of it, but saying that someone ruined something because they left and are no longer involved is weird. That just doesn't make sense in my brain.
Myself, sorry, I don't know what to tell you because I'm still gonna do it, and I'm gonna make this 5-star big ever. And me, the ever. That don't mean I don't. These don't mean I won't. These don't mean I won't do these. I love them. They're my boys. But at the end of the day, bro, I'm gonna do what I feel is right for me. And then when you see work out down the line, you'll see what I mean. That's all I'm gonna say. I love these though, but I gotta make grown man decisions. I'm 22, not 18 no more in my mom room.
A lot of 5-star, which is Playboy Max's own community, along with other people inside of the FaZe community, from Jason Oween to Stable Ronaldo all the way to Lacey, all of their comms were genuinely mad at Playboy Max, especially with this explanation, because it just seemed like he wasn't giving a real reason as to why he left FaZe, and that fact being ownership and being that he wants to focus on 5-star, which is his own comm, really did upset.
That's stupid. People saying that he shouldn't have left just because he doesn't own it, and like just because he's not, they don't have control of their org, bro. Like that's the whole thing. They want something that they can like micromanage themselves without having a big ass company being the one doing it. And the big ass company is gonna do what's best for the company to make money. And the fact that it was on the stock exchange, it should have never been on the fucking stock exchange. I understand they probably wanted to put it on there just to like boost the community of people that are involved in FaZe, but it should have never went public. That was their biggest mistake.
Them a lot. It didn't feel like an actual genuine explanation as to why he would destroy the so-called friendship that he built with them. But when you look at the current state of FaZe Clan, Blackboy Max was just a pioneer of what was yet to come, as the FaZe members that did stay and didn't leave like Blackboy Max are currently going through some turmoil with FaZe as a whole, to put it lightly, and this led to them being MIA from the entire internet, their communities, and basically going silent, with some people having to speak up for them, like Marlon, who is closely tied to them, explaining that they are going through some troubles right now and for their communities to give them grace.
This has nothing to do with, you know what I'm saying, the guys, whatever that is. I'm gonna say right now, we just cannot speak about going on with them. I cannot say anything. That's why I'm just trying to be very careful with how I word things.
Is he's involved with FaZe? I didn't even know that.
I'm be honest, that's why I said they will come out and whenever they feel ready to talk whatever is going on, you know what I'm saying, that's it. You know what I'm saying? I was not live either, and that was it. And that's pretty much what it is, bro. What I want to say is, though, what I do want to say is just have some grace on them, to all the communities, to all their communities. I'm going to say this right now. This is just for me speaking. You know what I'm saying? Just have some grace. Why are y'all putting the Illuminati thing before? They love y'all, obviously, all of it. And in due time, when they're ready, whatever they are going on, they will come out and explain.
While I unfortunately don't have an explanation from the FaZe members that are going through this turmoil, we actually do have some actions to show for them though. As most recently, all of those new rebranded FaZe members actually left FaZe, like Stable Ronaldo, Lacey, Jason Oween, along with FaZe Adapt, who was an OG and gave FaZe a...
That's insane. Like, all the big hitters just up and dipped. That's crazy.
Part of half of his life being a porter for 14 years, yet still leaving due to all the turmoil and terrible things that were happening during the organization. And this left a lot of people questioning and wondering what could possibly be happening with FaZe to have all of these members all of a sudden just leave an organization that not only brought them to the highest heights they've ever seen, but basically formed a brotherhood like no other. And while we don't have anything from them, we do have things from other people like assistants, or even people adjacent to FaZe that have talked about the crazy things that have been going on. Way before Blackboy Max actually hopped on his stream, his cousin, who was closely tied to him and even a part of some meetings, came out and exposed some crucial things that were happening while he was a part of FaZe.
Funny money, they do funny money, and now they're just doing funny money towards everyone, but I want to talk about business, but they did some weird chat. They done some weird, because he's still part of something, so I'm not going to talk about everything, but all I'm going to say is, let me make it simple for you. I don't want in FaZe to feel crazy that they're still in FaZe, like where it's like forcing them to leave. That's why I didn't even say nothing to begin with, because I don't feel like I gotta leave now. You feel me? But basically, it's like, how you gonna go off of FaZe, and then when it's time for like you get paid because it didn't go out in your favor, you try to R word that turned you up. Like, I'll give you one part. Gang, you see that little townhouse that Max was in FaZe? They tried to make that pay 20 bands a month. What the? Or give a percentage of myself. What the? But Max is such a good He just, yo, bro, I just want to. And now, like, Max look crazy, look like.
Side note, chat. Oh, this is Max's cousin? Okay. I was just about to ask, who the hell is this? I don't know who this is.
Ego.
I saw it down here in the chapters.
Out. No, that's not cool, though. Like, making on the chin, making him look like this ego monster. Don't know the truth, bro. So, of course, he's going to look like this. Oh, this just worried about himself. Nothing.
Because at the time, Black Boy Max's cousin, who you just heard spoke, was basically his assistant. He was able to sit in on some of these talks and get in on the conversations that were actually happening when it came to the FaZe as a collective. But since he didn't have to sign any papers, when it comes out talking about it on stream, no real collateral things can happen to him. And because of this much needed clarity that he was giving, a lot more people were looking at FaZe as one of the strangest and weirdest organizations in the entire world due to how—
I don't know, like, making you pay $20K a month. They say townhouse. But that place he was living in is about as big as the apartment building I live in. I just had to look outside for reference. Like, that place was pretty huge. And, like, it's part of the backyard of a giant mansion that he can go in at any time. So it's not like he didn't have to live there, I'm sure. I'm sure he could have taken any room, or they could have built another room onto the house if they really wanted to, but I'm sure he wasn't forced to live in that exact area.
They were treating their creators that literally brought back this brand that was in the dirt and no one truly cared about. And it gave much needed clarity to the stuff that was happening with Playboy Max when he originally left, even though the amount of hate that he was getting was unjust because of the things that were happening here. But obviously it wasn't just going to be him that spoke on the situation. With a couple hours after everything coming out, all of the FaZe members leaving, Playboy Max took to his stream to speak on the situation even further. Obviously not as much as he would like to because he is bound by certain contracts of things he can and can't speak on, but he gave as much detail as he possibly could.
Good times. It was cool for the most part. Hiccups here and there, but nothing where it was like ever be a major issue. Even when we had our little issues, it was never, this is something that would break up, something that would potentially be a huge issue. Then FaZe Miss 1 happened. Everything's still smooth. As I know, FaZe Miss last year, 2024, is a great vibe. There was a stream later on into the month where I'm not even going to specifically name names, because if you was there, you was there. It's not the most big deal. But we had a sponsor and didn't end up doing the sponsor. After that happened, according to the assistants and staff of the creators, they said that FaZe has pulled everybody for the rest of the month and said early. This is the first time where in my head I went,
they sent people home early for not doing sponsors? I mean, fair enough. Am I wrong about that? Like, if you say you're gonna do something and you don't do it, and you're paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to live stream, you kind of get what you get when you throw the fit, metaphorically. I don't know what else to say about that.
So how much control do we have here? And how much control do we have over us?
After a short altercation with Playboy Max,
again, like, I get their POV on this of, I want to do my thing, and if people are gonna try and pigeonhole me into contracts and stuff, I'm not really about that. Which is why, like, I think in terms of this thing, they shouldn't be getting so involved with corporate entities. They should just be friends making content together and mutually being beneficial to each other. It's so much more simple than getting into contracts with every fucking company in the entire planet. And you might actually just make more money regardless of if you have sponsors or not. You might have to beg for subs more often, but I mean, they do that anyways. Every big streamer does that. So
FaZe and the rest of the collective had with a sponsor, it opened his eyes to how much control he actually has over the company, which makes sense. If FaZe over a whim is able to just pull people that are supposed to come on your streams or are supposed to be sponsored with y'all, it really is going to make you sit there and wonder, dang, I'm the one putting in all of this work, I'm the one creating all of this content, yet at one small inconvenience or one small whim, y'all can take away everything that I've worked hard for. Not mainly everything, but just things that we have worked to try and gain, like sponsors, maybe guests, or even a house that they could possibly be staying in, because while they might be paying for it as a collective, FaZe is still helping in with a large majority of the money, giving them things like PCs, houses, or whatever they could possibly want. And if they're able to just take that all the way because they're not moving how they want to, it's going to make you question the company that you're supposed to be a part of. Because at the end of the day, it's supposed to be a brotherhood, like you're having fun with a bunch of friends, but you are still at the end of the day at the whim of a company. That he goes into more depth in, as they actually did worse things.
Again, that's why I'm saying don't be a company. It's that simple. If you just have people you pay, like your editors or your filmers, and then you get sponsors, and you maybe have a manager, don't make it a fucking corporate entity. There's no point. Like, I could argue even the manager is kind of pointless. Other than the fact that you might be more busy without a manager. But managers can also swindle you. So there's that too. But like, don't be a company. It's that simple.
On in his career.
Move into January. Y'all know I started 365. Someone at FaZe had introduced me to my old manager, Brandon. Shout out, Brandon. Y'all probably seen him.
Because now I want to know who owns the company. Are there still old members that are part owners? Because we know apparently Banks has left. So he's not an owner anymore. I'm going to assume. He also claims that he makes no money from FaZe anymore. So I don't know what's true anymore.
Tall white boy with hair, you feel me? Yeah, 153, oops. Brandon had falling out with person who introduced me, and person who introduced me tells me, according to my assistant and my creative director at the time, who were sitting in on all calls because they're on my team, I have to fire my manager and get rid of him, or I can't be here when they're the person who introduced me. Video proof as well of this meeting.
Wait, what? So, okay, what I'm gathering from this is a new manager, or I guess a person who was working for them, introduced them to somebody that then became their manager, and then another person came in and told you had to fire that person even though they were the one that recommended that makes no sense. That just sounds like pettiness.
They were there.
Another altercation like this just showed how much control FaZe actually has over Max, specifically with the person that he is introduced to, that being his new manager at the time, being able to be taken away.
That sounds like using power to be superior over somebody.
Someone in the higher ups of FaZe. He didn't specify if it was
we see that a lot in
an
companies.
Member, maybe like even FaZe Banks, telling him that he has to get rid of him, or he is going to be dropped from the organization. When you have demands like that or terms like that, and people doing those things, it really is going to make you question if you want to stay there or not, because you don't know what misstep you could possibly make that's going to make you be exiled from the org that you put so much hard work and time in. While yes, this org is helping them and pushing them up and moving them forward in their career, at the end of the day, this brand would be nothing without people like Blackboy Max, Jason Oween, Stable Ronaldo actually streaming and improving it in the ways that they have. So while they are over here using all of this power to basically drive them away, there is no FaZe organization, at least in this new era, without any of them. But of course, more altercations happen, and Max goes more in depth on things that he's also experienced being a part of FaZe.
Y'all remember when Lacey got kicked from FaZe? He really got kicked from FaZe. He got kicked from FaZe because, according to the assistants and the staff and the cameramen, they said that he had missed a video shoot or something, and we were missing video shoots, and so he actually got kicked from FaZe. Granted, he was allowed back in a couple, later, because all had convos, but...
Well, like I get it, again, from the company perspective. They're losing money because of film crews, probably makeup people, probably fashion people, probably like wardrobe, probably editors, having to maybe edit them in a different cut later or some shit like that. Like they're losing money because one of the people isn't there. So one of the people that said they were going to be there isn't there on the day that they said they would be there, or the day that they signed a contract and agreed to be there on. Either way, they're not there. The company will be losing money. But then again, we go back to the fact of, or my point from earlier, don't be a company if you don't want this bullshit to happen. Because this bullshit happens in every company that's ever existed. So I'm not saying it's right, but that's just how it is.
Yes, he got kicked from FaZe. So my point of this is to tell y'all this. We had no control. There was no control. It was like we're puppets. At least that's what it felt like. You get what I'm saying? Anything could happen at any moment. Bro, Lacey loved FaZe. This campaign for this hardest. Like, how can that happen, bro?
Based on everything Black Boy Max is saying, it seemed like FaZe from the start was going to have this downfall happen. As multiple of the members seemed unhappy, it can't be just him that would be upset with Lacey getting kicked. Lacey himself was definitely upset too that he's getting kicked for just missing a FaZe shoot. They put in so much work, so much grind in order to rebrand and do everything they possibly could. If you are having somebody have this much control over you, you're going to question if you really want to do this. And at the end of the day, what you're building for yourself is a brand that you want to have value, that you want to influence the world. And you're not going to be able to do that if somebody else is calling the shots 24/7 and able to fire you basically out of whim from a group that you've already put in so much effort and hours into. What makes it 20 times worse too is not only that all of these altercations happen, but when Black Boy Max actually came to his decision to be like, hey, I'm just done with FaZe, it wasn't even like the FaZe boys were too upset about it. It was actually the staff that was a part of FaZe Clan that was sending him crazy types of threats, talking bad about him.
I gotta commit. I know I can't be here, bro. Did us wrong multiple times.
Side note, I know I know it's getting serious, but this guy's really good at fucking Silk Song.
According to the assistants, as a man, what do I look like, bro? I gotta fight for it. Not fight for it, but I gotta go after what I believe is right and what I want for myself. Even though it's corporate, it's not my boys. You know what I'm saying? And they had to catch some of that too. Now, the reason why a lot of it I didn't was never said was because at the end of the day, if I came out and said whatever the day I left, now it puts them in a position where they look crazy for staying when they wanted to stay. And at the end of the day, if they wanted to stay, they want to stay. That has nothing to do with me. I freed myself. Hopefully they can figure it out one day. You feel me? Or if it work and everything's smooth. When I left, I got told.
I mean, I don't really think it makes them look crazy. Like, if you're down with the corporate shit, you can be down with the corporate shit. I personally would never want it to be like that, but like, yeah, it'd be cool to just stream and have somebody take care of everything else. But also, I'm a semi-creative person, so like I like to have control over what I do. So
that was there. I'm not talking about the boys who work for. I got told it'd be the worst decision of my life. I got told I would KMS without being.
Like the fact, like if I had a manager and I said that, or if I worked for a company, like a media company, and I said that I make videos every day, or I release videos every day onto YouTube, let's say. Because I usually do, but sometimes I miss videos because I just wanted to play a video game for like a week. And I have no content in the backlog of pre-recorded videos. And I just don't feel like making videos, so I don't make videos. I do a stream on YouTube where I play a video game. And that still is technically making money. Just a lot less. Like, I have some videos that have made $5 for like 1 to 2K views. And my streams tend to make like 3 cents to 75 cents. So like a lot less. Same thing with shorts. Like, I put shorts out all the time. I can make a short in 1 minute. I can go screen record something, edit it, and post it in like 5 to 10 minutes. Like, that's no big deal. And I feel like that's a much easier thing for me to do than to sit here and edit a full YouTube video. Hence the reason I don't edit videos anymore.
And I thank God that I bet on myself.
That was Max's full side of why he left FaZe, and it makes sense. No one wants to be in a work environment like that. You feel like you're walking on eggshells because your career could just disappear any minute, or the organization that you helped put up to the forefront of streaming nowadays could just kick you off of the roster really because you did something that they didn't like, that you have been doing for a good minute now. And it seemed like he already knew the rest of the FaZe members were going to follow suit with the way that the whole organization was being run. At the end of the day, he described it as freeing himself, and if he felt like he was in shackles or this was hindering his content, then in due time, obviously the other FaZe boys that were being hindered by this same constraint that FaZe is putting on them was going to want to leave too, so that they can pursue what they wanted to do in content creation. Eventually, obviously that happened due to the fallout that happened with FaZe.
Well, for the reason that Blackboy Max said that he left, yeah, it makes sense that inevitably they would want to leave as well, but you just wouldn't expect everybody almost to leave at the exact same time within about the same hour on fucking Christmas. Like, that's just not something anyone would have expected.
Those content creators today. Unfortunately, there was still more drama that came from this, because after Blackboy Max told his entire story, he actually looked and reacted to a tweet from FaZe Banks, a former FaZe member who had left.
Oh, I saw this. It was funny as fuck. And then Banks mentioned that he watches he looks at the tweet and puts a laugh track on it
Around 5 months ago, and played a laugh track to what he had said. I have nothing to do with what's going on at FaZe Clan right now. I left 4 months ago and have moved on with my life. I'm fortunate to see, wishing everybody involved the best. If there's anything I can do to help, I'm here. Nobody loves FaZe more than me.
That's the most corporate response I've ever heard.
And obviously, this could not go well with FaZe Banks, to the point where he wanted to step out and talk bad about everything that happened in FaZe Clan, throwing shade at basically every single member.
These streamers, all of them, every last one of them, are forced to appeal to their comms, in their chats, in narratives on Twitter. And if they don't, they lose viewers. If they don't, they take a hit financially to their career. And this has a huge effect on who their friends are, who they're in relationships with, all of it. Everything. Yeah, all this drama is created, and we get on a call 5 months ago, and the guys are like, listen, we're over the drama. We think it's best if you just like public.
Side note, you know, like the actual relationship baiting where like the guys will be like, oh, should I be with this girl? Chat, are you fucking with this girl? Like, do you like this girl? Is she good on camera? Like, that's weird. Am I the only one that thinks that's fucking weird? Also, what the hell is this guy's decorations? Like, is that the Supreme money gun up here? There's no way, right? Anyways, enough roasting him.
We step down.
He's got bear bricks up there too. A lot of them. What the fuck?
From FaZe, just to cool down the drama online. I reacted very emotionally to this. I was obviously took it very personally and was offended because, again, I used my entire network, every dollar that I've ever made, everything that I've ever had, this brand that I built, I used all of it as leverage to start these guys as a content group and to kick off with the sole goal and intent to bring FaZe back to the top, which we did. We did that all collectively, and none of them could ever dispute the fact. Max just said it himself on his stream. Joining FaZe was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. I've heard that from Lacey. I've heard it from Silky. I've heard it from Jason. I've heard it from Rob.
Oh, that is where he got that from. Yeah, no, they're all saying that.
I've heard it from Adapt. I've heard it from every single person that's ever joined FaZe, specifically these guys. And I'm here to tell you, as former FaZe Banks, this was one of the worst decisions I've ever made in my entire life.
FaZe Banks comes out basically saying that he is frustrated with everything that has happened with FaZe, and it makes sense that he was the brand owner and basically the entire face of it that made this rebrand happen in the first place. He was the one that recruited everybody that's in new FaZe, and everyone that left recently apparently is the reason that he left him.
What was the drama? I don't remember.
And it kind of sucks from his perspective of what he's saying.
Wait. That was the reason? So Banks left because he didn't have control? Brother, it's your fucking company. Take back the control. You already did that and then said you had full control, rebranded, brought in new members, kicked old members out, and then said you have full control. And now all of a sudden, 4 months ago, you say you don't have control, and then you leave, and then now everyone else is realizing that they don't have control? What the fuck happened? This makes no damn sense.
It's true that they basically kicked him out, did all of this stuff for them, and at the end of the day, he gets nothing but scraps and is put in debt because of FaZe. That was the main reason why he said it was one of the worst decisions of his life, because he is millions of dollars in debt trying to rebuild this brand that apparently he is letting these kids in his eyes walk away with and basically do whatever they want with, even kick him out, even though he was the one that put them on in the first place. He doesn't even stop there. He continues on saying that them as a whole, as a group, is basically fake. Not only them as a streamer and as a collective, but them being together as a group, they actually don't even like each other, and behind scenes have been talking bad about each other for the longest time.
I just watched this
Sure,
some clips
buddy.
from this Blackboy Max stream where he's playing a laugh track over my tweet. Max, I know we've had like our individual differences, and I know I haven't really seen eye to eye with a lot of the talent because truthfully and honestly, I find you guys all to be incredibly ungrateful. I find you guys all to have insane egos, and I think it's
I mean, to be fair, he's kind of right on that part.
disgusting and makes me sick to my stomach that your guys' relationships with each other and with every other streamer and your community included is so incredibly fake. You guys are the best actors on planet Earth.
Sometimes I feel like they are kind of fake, but I mean, they're entertaining. That's at the end goal. Like, when you get that big, you just want to be entertaining and you want everyone to watch you.
Earth, and you've made a complete career out of all of it.
Like, most of the time, they don't even have to have opinions because people will just watch them no matter what.
Max, these are your boys, but these are the same guys that said they hated your guts after you left. And, you know, you're the program and you have an ego the size. You think you're Travis
kind of the
Scott and this and
professional
that.
grifters.
Also, like, Max, multiple conversations about
But without even bringing up opinions or beliefs whatsoever.
Ron's content's cringe and you guys didn't adapt. None of you guys Lacey or Jason in the beginning. You guys didn't want these guys to live anywhere near you. You barely wanted to share a brand with them. But FaZe was going to fund a Miami house for you, Rage, Silky, and Kason. So we'll take what we can get. And then it all worked. And we forced this relationship. And I was called and I was told then I was ruining FaZe. And now 2 years later, it wound up being the best thing that ever happened. So you understand why I'm sitting here and I'm frustrated.
FaZe Banks' entire speech was around 13 minutes. I'm not going to play that entire thing for you, but you got the gist of mainly
minutes?
what he
What
was
the
talking
hell
about from
else
those
did he
two clips.
say?
Calling out the new FaZe boys, saying that they were all fake to each other, talking bad behind their backs, and that streaming in general and them.
I might make a reaction video where I just watch Banks's fucking post.
Specifically are always being fake and just abiding by whatever their comm wants and whatever their community wants, which is some crazy.
Does he even
accusations that
post
put
on
some
YouTube anymore? Like, I feel like why the fuck wouldn't you just post it on YouTube? You gonna post it on Twitter? Like, at least, like, if you're so down bad for money, at least post it on YouTube where you could get paid for it. I know YouTube, or I know Twitter pays you or whatever, but I guarantee you it's not as much as ad revenue on YouTube would be.
people, especially when they all still technically do content together. Even after Max left FaZe, you could still catch them doing streams together, but if they're all fake to each other and genuinely don't like any of them, then it's pretty odd and weird to say, and it's gonna make a lot of people look at FaZe as a whole very differently. What makes it even worse is he goes in depth, bring up examples of how he's being framed as some malicious guy who is trying to take everything from not only FaZe as a whole, but just the specific people he's put on in FaZe, that being Jason, Ron, Lacey, all of them, when that can be farther from the case according to him.
When all I've ever wanted to do is help FaZe be successful. That's all I've ever wanted to do. That's the only intent. Where's the money? I'm this guy who's trying to take everything from everybody. Where is it? Then why the
It's all on your wall, bro. All your money is on your fucking wall because you decide to buy these pointless collectibles.
millions of dollars in debt? It's in Blackboy Max's bank account. It's in Silky's bank account. It's in Jason, Ronaldo, Lacey's bank account. I wish
All your money's behind you, bruh. Look behind you.
This never happened. I wish that I never did any of this. And they'll all still tell you this was the best decision they ever made in their life. I'm emotional and I'm passionate. I'm never going to apologize for that. Anything that I do, anything that I speak on, anything that I work on, any talent that I with, anything that I touch, I will always be 100% 2 feet in. That's just who I am. And everything that I'm telling you guys right now is straight facts.
From the beginning, since Blackboy Max left FaZe to the current state that FaZe is in now, with basically all of the new members being gone, to FaZe Banks, a former member and the person that brought the rebrand to where it was, speaking out about the entire org as a whole, FaZe is going in the worst direction possible, and soon will be in the exact same state before everyone that we've seen leave had joined the brand in the first place. And genuinely, with all these accusations coming out and everybody pointing left, right, and sideways, it makes you wonder what everybody else is going to say, because these allegations from Blackboy Max onto people like FaZe Banks and the rest of their collective, or accusations from Banks to the rest of the FaZe boys, is very crazy and very sad to see, with all of them apparently even coming out like FaZe Banks himself saying that he's going to get on a live stream and go more in depth with receipts showing the crazy stuff that they used to be saying. And with all of this,
Did that happen already? Did he do a live stream? I feel like why didn't he just become a streamer or whatever? Like, if he's so down bad for money, does he stream? Cause like, if he does, nobody cares apparently. Which is crazy. If he did do a live stream, I do want to watch the VOD if it is available anywhere. I don't know if it's happened or if it will happen.
Stuff coming out, all you can think is that we're going to get some of the craziest insight of what it's actually like to not only be a popular streamer in these situations, but also to be a part of an org like this where people are apparently being two-faced and fake all the time, according to these allegations. But at the end of the day, these are just allegations without proof, and it's only a matter of time before we get not only some proof, but also some more voices on the situation. As a whole though, this entire thing again is still crazy and insane, and seeing it unfold like this is pretty unfortunate, and speaking out on things like this only gets more and more people caught in the crossfire, and probably going to cause people like Banks to come out and share more and more receipts and basically tear down relationships that wouldn't have been affected if people just kept this stuff offline. At the end of the day though, that is just how I feel. If you want to tell me how you feel, the best place to do would be the comment section down below, because the video is unfortunately over. But if you did enjoy this video, maybe consider giving it a like.
I don't have to comment. That's how I feel. Yeah, I'm probably gonna make videos on everybody's responses, to be honest. I'm not just farming content, I'm also very interested. Because I feel like everyone will have a different take, a different opinion, or a different reason to leave. Unless they all have the same reason to leave, in which case I'm still gonna watch every one of their videos that they put out. Because I'm very interested to see what that reason would be. Anyways, subscribe to Novely. He's gonna be linked down in the description. The video will be linked down there as well. Go give him a like, comment, subscribe. Watch his full video, please, if you can as well. I know you already watched it with me, but you know, it's the nice thing to do. So he gets more publicity. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Hype the video if you can, if you're on mobile. And I'm out. I'll see y'all later.